Welcome back to Old War Stories with Uncle Jay. This one is entitled Elementary, Dear Jim. Well, that's sort of a misspelling. Jim is actually G-Y-M, as in gymnasium. This harks back to when I was in elementary school, starting in 85, 86, somewhere in there, 85. I was in kindergarten, and where the kindergarten was just off the gym. So really, when it was time for gym, we went across the hall. Now, kindergarten was loads of fun in and of itself, and I always liked that, and the teacher was awesome. But that's not what this story is about. One thing that we did have in kindergarten is they would give us milk. I didn't like milk much, but they gave us milk, and we sat there at our little desks and worked on, what number is this? We'd write that and ABCs and 1, 2, 3s and shit like that. And then I have my milk there, and occasionally kids would spill it. It would happen, and whatever. But then they'd call us for gym, and I didn't know, being 5, 6 years old, 6 years old, I guess, that leaving milk out open in a room that's pretty warm. When I got back from gym a half hour, 45 minutes later, the milk tasted funny. Never quite understood that. Now I know why. But we're going to talk about the gym itself. And this was all throughout my being in elementary school, because it was the same school. There were 2 heaters in the gym. Now, the gym was a gym, but they had that half wall that kind of accordion folded up and could retract like that all the way. So sometimes they'd close off half the gym and the other half of the gym so they could have 2 things, and they had multiple 2 gym teachers. So there was Ms. Daly's side, Daly as in I do that on a daily basis, yeah, that was her name. And the other one was Mr. Gatteau, G-A-T-T-E-U-A, E-A-U rather, Gatteau. Maybe with an X at the end, I don't know. But anyway, Gatteau was awesome. I liked him a lot, and I enjoyed that. I didn't like Jim. But anyways, I was in gym, and occasionally they would have the entire gym open, and other times it would be closed. And to heat the gym, they had the MODINE, M-O-D-I-N-E, heaters, gas heaters, up by the ceiling, one on each side. One was newer than the other, so I guess maybe one was replaced and the other wasn't. I don't know. But I always liked Mr. Gatteau's side of the gym better. Maybe because that's where I started in gym, on that side. I don't know. So I just remember the heaters, and I think the heat was quieter on Gatteau's side than Daly's side. But I had Miss Daly also later on. And I just remember that, and I was like, that's it for heat in here? And it was acceptable. It was. I don't know. It was just, it worked. I didn't think those little heaters could belt out that kind of heat for such a big area, but they did. They looked a little different, and Daly's side might have had a fan in it, and the other side didn't. Or it was moved more air on her side. I don't know. They also had lights in the gym, because sometimes they would do like a school play type thing or an assembly in there, and they have these little spotlights kind of thing to light up in there, like a music concert they would do or something. So they had that. What else? Oh, the water fountains. Now, this I never understood. The school was built in the 1950s. We're going to say 56. Because I remember a placard on the building said 1956. Miss Daly's side, I didn't like the water fountain as much. Now, the water fountains on both sides were the same setup, but the faucet part that you operate and use were different. It was strange. You had two water fountains next to each other. On Ms. Daly's side, it had the one that you push the button on for the water to come out and then you drink. And you let go and it stops. It also had a thing, and this is one of those like set in the wall type things, where it was kind of like set into the wall, and it was this big thing like yay tall, and the drinking part was just down here, so you're like, what do you need this whole back part for? But that's just how it was back then. So you had two of them, each had a drain in it, but on Daly's side it had the push button one, and up in the middle toward the top had a thing you could push to fill up like a water bottle, and water would come out of that. The other fountain directly next to it had nothing. It was just there. No water, no nothing. It was like a vestigial organ. There was no faucet on it, nothing. It was strange. On Gatteau's side, now we had the older school fountain. The one with the four-spoked knob you turn in either direction to make it go. And it also had the two streams of water that would like twist together, so you got like a fatter stream and basically a better drink of water. And I always liked that, and it had a little more pressure on that side. It worked better. But on Gatteau's side, it did not have that little push-button jobby. However, the fountain directly next to it, which did not have a thing you could drink out of, in that upper middle part, had like a shower head that would spray water on the porcelain, and that would run when you put the water fountain on. It didn't spray water out of there, and it wasn't a urinal because you wouldn't piss right next to your drinking fountain. And I don't know, but it just made cool sounds because when you turn it on, you'd have to wait as the water would start flowing out, but it wouldn't flow good out of that until it went through the pipe up to that shower head thingy, and it would spray water down in that side that was just going down the drain wasted. And then the part you drink out of would come up to its normal level and you could drink out of it. And it made that, like when you put the shower on in the house, it kind of makes that as it gets the air out of the line. You get that shower sound. You know what I'm talking about. And it would do that every time. Whenever, you know, one kid's done, they let go, the water stops, the next kid goes up, and you drink out of it. I never, ever understood, and nobody could ever tell us, because we asked, what does that little sprayer thing do? You couldn't, you know, kids would try to grab it, maybe it would bend out, something, nothing. It would just run the water down the back of the thing and would go down the drain. I don't know. I really wish I did. I do not know what the deal was with that. I would imagine that when the school was built, it probably had a water fountain in each of these things, and they were functional, but as time went on, they broke or stopped working or leaked or continued to run or something, and they just abandoned the other one. Again, why that other one had the shower head thing, I will never know to this day. Chances are very good it's still there and in service. That part was not elementary, dear Jim. And that's really about all I have for this. That's about all I remember. Oh, one other last thing was one day they put spikes in the ceiling. It may have been because, and I do not know this for fact, they re-roofed the gym, put a new roof on it, and they used extra long nails, which poked through, but I'm not certain on that. And I remember Gatto saying they did work up there, and now we have spikes coming in, so we could watch the balls pop when somebody hits a ball into it. And that was it. It never did happen that a ball popped going up to them spikes that I ever saw. And one other thing is, like, around, not even a block or so away from the school, was a Carvel ice cream shop. Other places have different ice cream shops. The kind with the soft serve ice cream. That's what Carvel is. There's plenty of them here in the New York area. If we were playing kickball in the gym or dodgeball in the gym or something, and you happen to kick or throw the ball, not aiming for it, but it happened to go that way, and you made a basket in the basketball hoop, Gatto would buy you an ice cream at Carvel. And that did happen 2 or 3 times in my gym class, never with me. And I never did find out if he walked you down there or he got like maybe a gift coupon or gave the parents money, or I don't know exactly how it worked or anything like that. But they would buy you an ice cream if you did that. And that was just the one little thing as a kid. And it was not anything you aimed for, but if you got it, it was a real nice treat, and what a celebrity you were for 5 minutes. That's about all I really remember. One other time in gym, we were doing like a baseball kind of thing, or maybe it was kickball, I don't remember. And it kind of operated like baseball, where you have the bases and that, but you kick the ball instead. I don't remember exactly. And we had this girl, Ilana, Ilana. She was, I think, from Israel, kind of transplanted in this country. Didn't know what baseball was or how it worked and how you run the bases and that. Well, anyway, it was her turn, and she kicked the ball, and she kind of made like a, here's first base, second base, third base, home. And she kind of like ran a little circle in the middle and thought that she won. Just not from... I thought baseball was kind of like a world, like everybody knows what that is. It's a sport. There's only a certain number of sports out there. There's a fair number, but a certain number, everybody knows what soccer, that we call it in the U.S., or football everywhere else. Everybody knows what that is. They know what baseball is. They know what American football is. They know what hockey is. Maybe even lacrosse. They know what golf is. She didn't know what that was. We did. That was just odd. Anyway, the cops are coming for me, so that's going to do it for this installment of Old War Stories with Uncle Jay. If you have any clue what this water fountain, and I'm sorry I don't have pictures, and that's the best I can possibly describe it. If you have any idea what that little showerhead thing was, please let me know, because this has been one of those mysteries in life that I've never ever figured out. Anyway, that's going to do it. Thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Make sure you click like, make sure you click subscribe, and take care. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.